how to make meaningful small talk. Small talk, I believe all of you have some experience, successful or not. We sometimes feel a little bit embarrassed, especially when we are in the new group of people, new organization, getting a new job, and feel like it's a little bit, well, I'm an outsider. I don't know how to start the conversation. Oh, those people are all older than me, or they all talking about sports, or they're talking about the, topic I'm not familiar with. How can I interject? How can I join them? How can I make meaningful topic or carry on the conversation that people would be interested to talking to me? This is something we're going to talk about. So let's see, what does the phrase small talk mean to you? Small talk traditionally is purposeless expressions of preference or aversion, accounts of irrelevant happenings, and comments on what is perfectly obvious. So it's like no agenda, no specific topics, no specific feelings, just no directions whatsoever. This is small talk, the traditional definition of that. In other words, speaking for the sake of being sociable rather than communicate for information. That's small talk, just like chit chat, right? In the cafeteria, in a break room, in the virtual or real office hour or happy hour before the meeting, sitting right next to you, we sometimes just being nice, just talking about things, not necessarily want to convey information, exchange information. But small talk is still one of the most underrated communication skills. A lot of people, especially those who have extensive training in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics background, oftentimes think small talk is a waste of time. Is it really? Actually, small talk is hugely important in business cultures, in the career field. And it can be a critical ingredient because small talk touches human emotion. Small talks touches the true understanding between humans. It is a networking. It is also an important integral part of daily life. Without small talk, we are all going to be like a robot. What is important? It is very obvious, right? It's almost self-explanatory. It builds good relationships. All those good relationships are because of lots and lots of small talks happening before, during, and after. And it will strengthen social connections. And also, in a way, it is the positive connections. Small talk sometimes could be like this gossip. Gossip, I don't think it's under the category of small talk. Small talk is just casual talking, chit chat. And that is very important because that increases understanding between two total strangers or people who do not know that well. Meaningful small talks actually make very good first impressions. I will show you some very good strategies and almost like an algorithm that you could use to really get into that. Then you will make very good impressions no matter what kind of social situation you're in. A lot of times it is because of those small talk in the cafeteria or in the other business meetings that leads to very serious collaborations or partnership in the future. So do not underestimate that. Do not consider, oh, it's not serious business. It is serious business. A lot of people go to business conferences or go to those expos. They are not there to attend seminars. They're there to social. They're there to have small talk with each other. And how do we do that meaningfully? How do we do that practically? Be prepared. Be prepared. Although we do not want to have an agenda, we still want to be prepared. What do we mean by that? First, you wanted to take the pressure off. You do not need agenda. You just want to relax, be genuine, be yourself, and start small. Like you wanted to get informed. There's a phase of data collection, a phase of getting to know each other. There's some basic matrix you need to gather, right? Who you are, where you're from, how long you've been living here, and how long you've been working in this place. And you prepared an introduction. And that introduction, like we discussed earlier, a couple months before, that introduction can really be rehearsed. Try to get to a script that, hey, I'm so-and-so, I work for, and I am a blank. I help blank. This is what I do. I've been those things. If you do over and over, you'll be very natural. Some strong openers, like Robin just mentioned, it's the anchor. You want to hook people's attention. Like years ago, this is how I introduced myself. I help Americans. I teach Americans how to speak English. Yeah, that's my opener. So it sounds a little bit braggadocious, but this is how I use it to get attention at the time. If people do not know what a speech pathologist is, and some topics could be very casual, like what do you love about this job? What do you love about this event? What do you love about this city? Right, casual starter, and very strong actually. And find the common ground, the relevancy. That's very important. The reason why we keep asking questions and keep asking using openers and using anchors is to find a common ground. Oh, wow, you live in New York? Oh, I live in New York about 20 years ago. Or my son goes to this school. I see a jersey that's the mascot of my son's school. Are you an alumni? Wow. Oh, I love that football team. You can measure a person by the conversation or by the information that he or she gives you and try to find the common ground and find the relevance because that's a very important. People want and only want to resonate or agree with that another person that is alike. People do not want to talk to someone that have no common ground. Like, what's most exciting thing you've heard here today? Start by asking. You wanted to take the lead and to ask some generic yet not closed questions to get very good answers. You're likely to get more information. And by those information, you can start digging a little bit more to find more common ground. How did your last session go? Maybe this is in a business meeting. There's a lady or a gentleman sitting right next to you. You do not know each other. How did your last session go? Wow, to be honest, I don't like it. Why? Why you don't like it? Because I attended this meeting last year. It was the same thing. I feel a little bit bored. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, by the way, my name is this and this. I work for this company. Here's my name, my business card. Wow, this is the company I used to work for 10 years. Is Mr. So-and-so still with the company? Oh, yeah. He is my boss, actually. And that conversation can continue. Yeah. And what's the best thing that happened to you today? Questions like that. Where did you last hear a presentation as good as that? That is something that you can measure a person's emotion. If this person, are you crazy? This was a very horrible presentation. What are you talking about? Then you know that you and this person do not have any common ground. And how do we get started? You want to be alert for opportunities, always analyzing the cues, always analyzing the anchor that the other person is talking, and then treat it like a ping pong. When the other person feeds you the ball, do not slam it. You feed it back. Then the conversation can go back and forth, back and forth. And you want to be relaxed. You want to also be relaxed. You do not want to be like super nervous, super dumbfounded, show that you're a little embarrassed and whatnot. And there's this method I would like to share with you, ARE, anchor, reveal, and encourage. How do we get to the conversation moving forward is we need to have an anchor. This is we could learn from the Captive, the book, right, from Vanessa. Exhibit positive body language. You wanted to stand up straight, not like this. Your shoulder are dropped, and also your handshake are very firm, very good eye contact. We'll talk about this. People can just tell you whether you are a likable person or not just by measuring your body language. Your body language just sell you outright a lot of times and leave on high. We wanted to know what they are telling us. And the whole emotion we want to use is encouraging, is uplifting, because no one wants to talk to a person that's always complaining. No one wants to talk to a person that is not positive. We wanted to take the lead. We are very encouraging. Oh, wow. Even though you're talking something about stressful situation, but I'm still encouraging you. That is a good way of leaving a good impression. Don't spend too long with one person or group. We know that in the business conferences that there's a lot of people you want to talk to, but if you just keep sticking to one person, that is actually a little bit embarrassed because you will have that level of comfort just talking to one or two people. But still, in order to make more connections, in order to talk to more people, you actually have to say, oh, there's a person that I met. I have to say hi. I'll catch up with you later. keep exchanges brief. And it's a lot of fun. I love going to the conferences. Before COVID, I used to go at least in 4 or 5 a year. And every time I gain a lot from those just by talking to different people. And sometimes there's business opportunities as well. And always leave the door open to speak again. How about we add each other's contact information? Another thing is do not just exchange a business card, because if you go to the business conferences or if you go to a place that you just exchange your business card, chances are you will get a stack of business card without remembering or knowing who that person is. So sometimes it will be better if you go into the conferences, you have those badges with your name on, you two can take a selfie and then you will know each other and then send each other the picture. Hey, this is so and so. We met in that conference. This is my contact info. Yeah. Then leave the door open. You got each other's number, you got each other's email, and you can add each other on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatnot. And do it again over and over. And practice makes perfect. The small talk is the art of finding common ground. It's the art of finding the information. It's the art of encouraging other people. Always want to encourage, always want to be that supporting person, not talking you over. Some people do not get this. Some people, when you're talking to this person has the intention to just take advantage of you, trying to show the superiority of you, trying to show you that he or she is superior or more advanced than you. And once or twice you talk to this kind of person, you will feel discouraged, you'll feel disgust, and later you will try to avoid talking to this kind of person. And it's not a coincidence. This kind of person happens to be the least welcome type. Yeah, those who are most welcome are those surrounded by people willing to talk to him or her, because they always start the conversation. They always bring out the questions, asking questions. They always comment with encouraging vibe. They have no agenda. They have nothing to take from you. They just do it for the feeling good sake, right? And another thing is listen mindfully. I heard this quote from a very famous public speaker. A lot of times when we're listening, we're just waiting for our turn. We are not really actively listening. We're not listening. Hey, when are you going to shut up? It will be my turn. And when I talk, I don't care about whether you are listening to me or not. I just want to talk as long as I could hold, right? And there's a lot of small talk pitfalls that we need to avoid and we have to be aware. Number one, do not talk about yourself too much. Robert Greene, in his book, The Law of Human Nature, the law number one is every human being is narcissist. Every human being likes to talk about themselves. And we need to be aware of that. Yeah, we all have the tendency of talking about myself, talking about me. But knowing this rule, knowing this law, you can turn it around. Let the other people talking about themselves. Always give the privilege of the other person to talk about themselves. And if they are sufficiently emotional, intelligent, they will do the same to you. If they're not, that means you can move on to the next person because this person is not sufficiently educated in that matter of topic. And also keep things friendly and light. Never talk about hard topics. Hey, what do you think about Donald Trump? What do you think about Joe Biden? What do you think about religion? What do you think about this? Lots and lots of controversial topics that we wanted to avoid, especially nowadays in America, because people can really coming from very different backgrounds, different upbringings, and you do not necessarily are going to agree with each other, which is fine, but we do not want to go there that fast. And also there's a potential cross-cultural differences, especially in America, right? We have a lots of people from different background, even within the same demographic, within the same racial group, same ethnics, people have different cultural differences, even within China, right? Yangtze River apart, people from north and people from south, different dietary, preferences. And even for some food choices, it could bring up the national viral debate. right? Yeah, that's totally natural. Everybody has their own preferences, and every culture has its own unique roots and everything. So we wanted to be mindful of that. So small talk is a crucial tool for finding common ground with other people by exploring personal interests and ideas. This is a challenge I would like to give it to you. If you happen to be in your physical office, if there's this stranger that you know that he or she is another department that you never have any overlap of communication before, try to talk to this person without any agenda, just for the sake of communicating, just for the sake of being social. Ask him or her some questions or comment on certain things. Hey, did you watch that show last night? Or how do you like that coffee? I find it very bitter to my taste. Yeah, I always want to try. Can you tell me which brand I should try? Or, oh wow, that smells good. What is that? That looks very delicious. Where did you get that from? And that's a perfect good conversation starters. And I think a lot of you are already very well equipped and very well aware of that topic. And with some of the newer ideas and strategies put in place, we can probably open a little bit more opportunities and doors to our future career and business.